Thank you for joining us today at Miniature Wargaming Labs. Today we'll be putting together the quad bike for the Orlock gang. Now as we put this guy together, wonderful model, beautiful model, please take your time, move patiently. You're going to watch me make some mistakes with this guy. I make them, so hopefully you won't. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So to start off, I've got my baking sheet here, and this is so when I cut off pieces, they don't go bouncing off onto the floor. So I've got my instruction set open to the Orlock Outrider quads, and so we'll go ahead and build this quad buggy here. So I've got the frame I'm going to use. Now, I'm going to take my clippers here. Now these are some good German pair that I've messed up over time, but the blade still works. Alright, so what you're going to notice is on the obverse side, you're going to have the numbers here. So face that towards you, and we're going to correspond those to the numbers here. So I'm going to look for pieces 1 and 2. If I can find them. Where did you go? There's 4. What do they look like? Oh, it's the engine compartment. Sometimes I hate how they number them here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the flat side of the clipper and keep it tight to the model we're trying to clip off, just cutting the sprue gate, not cutting the bit itself. So sometimes you can't tell the end of the frame. So this is piece 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to set it right on the corresponding number. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go down through here so we can see that the whole quad bike can be done on these 2 pages. So we're going to go cut them out and put them on their corresponding number. Alright, so once we do that, we'll be back. Now I have everything cut out. Now I will have to turn the page to get the rest of them, but this will be a good start, and it's just simpler if you have everything laid out for you. Now the next step is we're going to clean up these pieces here. And you want to do that with Necromunda pieces because these are higher end models, they're more tightly manufactured, which is why I give people such a problem. But what you're looking for, let's find a good example. Okay, so what you're looking for is these little nubbins from where we cut it off the sprue gates from the frame. We're just going to use an X-Acto blade, and you should never cut towards yourself. Don't do that. And we're going to just trim these nubbins down because that'll make the fit better, the paint job better, and the overall look. And then what you can do is there's like this little line. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you can't. We can take the flat of the blade and just scrape it off. GW actually sells a tool for that. You can scrape off those mold lines. And if you want it extra smooth, you can take a little metal file and just smooth away at the mold lines. Just a quick little motion like that. Now, if you ever get to the point of where removing the mold line will damage the detail of the model, I'll just leave the mold line. And once we have all these cleaned up, what we're going to do is we'll set them right back. Okay, so now let's go around, we'll start cleaning these up. Alright, we have everything cleaned up, so now we're ready to begin the hard part, assembly. So, I've got my plastic glue here. And start up here. We'll want to dry fit these pieces first, just to make sure you know how they're going to go together. Alright, make sure you clean them off properly. You don't need much glue on these ones. I like using plastic glue because it has a little bit more play in it. does this fit in here? Oh. If I can get my hands to do what I want. There we go. Okay, there's a little pin down there. I get it. There's two of them. Let me get that one, that one. Take those, pin it here. Come here, you. There. That makes more sense. Wants to keep sleep out. All right. Put a light bit of glue around here. This is where the surface is going to join. Forget that one. I'll squeeze them together and the glue will start squeezing out between the plates. That'll start sealing it up, make it look more smooth. Okay. This one's extra tiny. This is the headlight. And this is why I would use a baking sheet, in case this headlight went flying. There we go. Alright, whatever that is. Alright, I had to step away, get my little needle pliers here, just because my fingers are too fat and dumb to see what was going on in there. Alright. So what we're going to do is take this piece, and you can see there's two pinholes on each side and an indent. That piece fits into that. As I was trying to put it into place, my fingers were too big. It was blocking my view. Couldn't see what was going on. Which makes Necromunda models highly detailed, but a pain to put together. Okay. There, fit that in. Come on. one side, the other one starts slipping out. Gotta hit the right angle here. This is why I like plastic glue. It gets sticky and I can have a little bit of play in it. There we go, finally. Whew, man. Alright. Where'd that one piece roll off to? I'm gonna go secure this one. It keeps rolling away. Okay, so this is a little pinhole right there. A little receiver. Oh, there's a little nub on the side here. A receiver right there. Okay, see what they're going for. If I could just get it lined up without slipping away. Okay. Alright. That one's definitely tweezer required model. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. I'll go on the other side. Alright. Upside down, mother. That. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, rich side up. Alright, so let's see. Got 2 receiver pins, 2 female adapters there. Alright. Now we'll do the other side. Alright, excellent. So this is the standard part for all of them. So we're going to set that down for now. I'm going to do these tires. Do the tires all at once. A little glue down there, around the lip. That's the top hat side in. Give it a little squeeze. And there's one set of little tires and a set of big tires. So, so, big tires on the back. Gotcha. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm actually going to put the big tires on first. The reason I want to do that, the reason I use plastic glue, this allows, okay, that wasn't good. Put you back together. See, I guess that hadn't set yet. So it'll be more gentle now. Okay. What I want to do is these are actually squares, so I gotta line it up just right. What I want to do is hold it like that and make sure all the wheels, I use my eye, judge if they're all aligned properly. Alright, look good to me. Now remember, the receiver is a square, as we discovered. There we go. Spin it around, fit it in. Now what I would recommend is, probably should have assembled a little car, then gone around and cut off and cleaned these pieces, so this guy had a real good chance to set. Right, so let's look at it from the front. Make sure all the wheels are aligned. Check it from the back. Still got a little bit of play in here. And then we'll do final test. We'll set it down, see how it looks, see if it sits flush. There we go. Alright. Let that guy sit for a while. Now we've let that guy sit for a while. But to buy some time here, let it sit a little bit longer. I'm going to run over here to our Orlock bikers. And we'll start. Start on the torso. I'll give it a chance to cure. Alright. Alright, so I'll set the torso there. That's right, that goes there. Okay. So the idea we have to face here. Do we want to glue the legs together and put them on, or put them on one at a time? It looks like they're actually designed to go into a receiver. But where is it? Let's start with the other leg, the one we can see fitting in there. Okay, it's actually the butt that fits in properly. Yeah, it's got a little carved notch in his butt there. So that's what's guiding the piece in. Right now we know that, we can do the other side. And we want to marry these two up. Squeeze that together. Okay. Now start putting on some of these arms here. I'll start with this one because it's easier. Was it easier though? Oh crap, I forgot to put on this piece very early on. Fuck. That's why it wasn't working. Alright, so I got it figured out. So I forgot to slip the handlebar down through here. There's a little pin under there that holds the bar in place. I had to clip that off so this could slide through and that the prongs could connect into there. Now you might wonder, well, how, without the pin, is it fitting into place? Well, I used this arm, glued it on, glued it to that piece. It actually rests against the inside cover, so I glued it there, and I waited a while. And that's why we use plastic glue. It's because I still had a little bit of play in there. Alright, so now let's lower the head on. Alright, how does this piece go on here? Okay, that just prongs on there. Alright. You know, some of these gray pieces, when I lay them on top of the piece, I forget they're there. My bad. Alright, so how does this guy go together? Now I'm a little gun shy. Okay, like that. Again, it'll be their butt piece, guides it into place. Gentle squeeze. That's why I got it sideways. Alright, we'll set you down. Okay, make sure you're facing the right direction. Okay, now I've got to flip the page. And we'll start on this side here. Just a couple more pieces to go. Alright, now I ripped off his body, so the rest, so I can get these pieces cleaned up here, because I have a feeling I'm going to want to know a little bit more play when I put it into place. So, go ahead and glue this all back on. So I have a little bit more room. Okay. I missed that right there. Because on, he's got this weird little bank to him. He's looking around the gun. So put a little bit of glue there. Remember, this all still has a lot of play in it because it's still wet. Come on, you. There we go. Oh, the little bar's slipping around. It's such a thin piece of plastic. It's not holding still. There. Alright, that came together. Alright, now I think we've waited enough. So we're going to glue up the other arm. And hopefully this should just settle right into place. If my fingers weren't too big. And I've got tiny piano hand fingers. a little bit of realignment, but that's why we use plastic glue. Alright, let's go ahead and install the saddlebags. Forgot to cut out a head. Alright. Make sure his head's looking the right way. And the final piece was on the previous page, and that was the handlebar for right here, since he's holding the pistol. And I was going to put that piece on last, just because it's so tiny. There we go. Now we're all done. Well, thank you for joining us at Miniature Wargaming Labs, and we'll see you next time.